Welcome to my latest Warhammer 40k battle report. The boys are back in town. The Orks rampaging through this refinery here, and up against them, the Sisters of Battle. It's always fun when you play with Orks, playing with them or playing against them. So Howling Mad Murphy's War will be warring across the battlefield. Unfortunately, Murphy is not with us today. But I've got some new models from Den of Imagination Painting Studio, all painted up, ready to go. It's only the second time I've been able to play with them. And in front of you, the battle mat is from GameMat.eu, and all the pre-printed resin stuff is also from GameMat.eu. The other stuff, scenery, you can't get anymore. We're playing this janky deployment with Take and Hold and Swift Action. Swift Action means battle line units that advance or fall back are still able to perform actions. And Take and Hold is the standard one, where you get 5 points per objective that you're on from turn 2 onwards, up to a maximum of 15 a turn. And here is my Ork army, 1995 points of the Boyz. Using the Warhost today because it's quite a mixed bag, and Warhost is that OG detachment where 6s in close combat count as sustained hit, so you want to get in close combat and punch stuff. Orks also have the special rule, the WoW rule, so once per battle they can declare a WoW, the whole army gets a 5 up and vulnerable save, can advance and charge, and you get +1 strength and attack in close combat, so they really want to be punching stuff. As I mentioned, the whole army has been gloriously painted by Den of Imagination Painting Studios, and the Squighog Boys are the new units here, so I've got 3 units of them that are going to rampage straight up the table, and attached to them is a Beast Boss. So these fellas are tough, they're fast, they've got to feel no pain, they can punch good. Also rampaging up the table is my Death Killer War Trike with 6 War Bikers. And I've given the Death Killer War Trike, follow me lads. So that means those War Bikers, they're going to be moving 14 inches. Add on the fact that when a Death Killer War Trike is leading a unit of War Bikers and they advance, it's a flat 6 inches rather than roll the d6. That's a 20-inch move. So potential for a first turn charge there with an advance and charge, so long as the WoW is called in turn 1. All depends if I get first turn, and chucking in the Squighog Boys there's a lot of speed. Pushing all the way up the table, as well as 3 trucks with 10 boys in each of the trucks, and the boss knobs have all got power claws in as well, so that's a lot of speed. Pushing up the table, a lot of battle line units in those trucks, potential to score, potential to zone out, lots of punch with the Squighog Boys. And then talking about punch, we have a big mech, and I've given him the super cyborg body because he's going to be my warlord today. He's in charge of this expedition, gives him a 4 up, feel no pain, and he'll be jumping in a Morkanaut with 5 Meganauts. Let's face it, the Morkanaut is going to be primary target number 1. Not sure he's going to be there for much of the battle, but hopefully the War Bikers and the Squighog Boys can keep the sisters occupied. And then we brought some lunch along with us. 2 little units of Gretchen are hiding in there, just in case their boys get hungry later on. They're actually quite useful. You see them in a lot of tournament lists. They're good for zoning out. They can get you CPs. They've got a ridiculous OC of 2. I don't know why either. Does anyone know why? However, they will fall over to a stiff breeze and run away quite quickly. But I quite like this list with all the forward pressure, with a lot of scoring options. Not a lot of gun, but we're Orks. We want to get up and punch. And some redundancy spread throughout the lines. Look, it's my face. I want to thank all my subscribers for all of the subscriptions, all of the watchers for all of the watching, and all my members for all their help. Thank you so much. Now let's introduce our guest. And welcome to the channel, Breaker of Chains, Mother of Dragons, fixer of YouTube videos, Sultan. Say hi, Sultan.
Hi, Sultan.
You've got a YouTube channel, Sultan Plays.
I do.
And you're playing Sisters today.
I am.
You like the Sisters. Why?
Yeah, I just think they play like they should in the stories. So they want to get close and melt and flame things and shoot things with bolt guns and things. So yeah, and the book is well written. And
last time you had a Canoness who she kicked off.
Yes.
And you asked the internet for names.
Yes.
What have you chosen?
Well, somebody dropped into my DMs and said, hey, she's a demon slayer, you should call her Buffy. And I was like, done. So it's Buffy the Demon Slayer.
Here's 2,000 points on the nose of Nuns with Guns. Nuns with Guns, they have Miracle Dice, which you get a Miracle Dice at the start of every turn when I kill something.
Yes.
And then there's also ways that you can get extra Miracle Dice in here as well.
Yeah.
And a Miracle Dice is before you take a dice roll, you can say, like, if it was a 1 or a 6, you can change it to the thing.
Yes, but if you need to re-roll that dice for any reason, you lose the Miracle Dice.
Yes.
That's what we asked the internet last time when they kindly, genuinely nicely this time, provided us the answer.
Some people went one way, some people went the other way. It was
I'm going with the one you can't re-roll it.
Nice. Okay. And the detachment.
The Bringers of Flame.
That's the same one?
It's the same one. It's an easy one. I will eventually try the others, but I wanted to keep playing with new models instead of new detachments.
So new models here. So when you're within 12 plus 1 strength.
And then assault weapons across the board.
Your whole army assault weapons.
Yeah, I think
makes
it's
them
strong.
fast.
It does.
Okay. Starting on the left side, what we got here?
2 squads of Battle Sisters with various weapons. These guys are cool. They just hold down objectives.
Okay, those are your 2 battle line units?
Yes.
Right. And then...
We've got a big squad of Dominions with Storm Bolters here. So we've got 4 Artificer Storm Bolters with an Imagifier who gives them a 2-up, a 4-up, and anyone who dies within 12, I can re-roll the Miracle Dice.
Okay.
We've got a Palatine here who gives lethal hits, and then if I spend Miracle Dice when she fights, she can get mortal wounds when she fights with the blade. But she's got the enhancement that gives +1 attack to torrent weapons, sustain hits for everything else. Another big squad of Dominions, but they will be splitting up, and we'll talk about how in a minute. And we've got Flamers on all these girls.
Because of the +1 attack, instead of D6 on the torrent weapons, it'll be D6 +1 for every torrent-y thing.
Yeah, for strength 6 Flamers, it's cool.
Strength 6 Flamers.
Yes.
Nasty. Because you're within range, within the 12. And that'd be really good for barbecuing some mushrooms.
It'd be tasty.
Across here.
Over here we've got a Canoness who is our warlord today, as yet unnamed because Elizabeth's taken a break.
Okay.
So we've got a Rod of Office, which is the good way to run this. Re-roll hit rolls of 1. She also has the Rights of Battle thing that Space Marines get for a free command point. She's going with some Sacrosants who have the maces, so they'll get lethal hits. And they get -1 to wound, which is good against toughness 3 when they're with a character.
Yeah. And maybe she can earn herself a name.
Maybe.
Because behind her, this is Buffy.
Buffy the Demon Slayer, yeah. They're with 10 Zephyrim. I've decided to run the combat kind. I ran 1 of each last time.
Right.
So Zephyrim are the punchy ones. You can get lethal hits or they can get sustained hits. If you spend a Miracle Dice, you get both for their power weapon. So I thought I'd run 10 and see how much longer they survive this time.
Has Buffy still got that enhancement?
Yes. Right, I forgot what it's called, but basically she's angry.
She's very angry. She get extra attacks and damage or something?
Yeah, you can expend up to 3 Miracle Dice and she'll get an extra attack and strength per thing.
Extra attack and strength.
Yeah.
She got a gazillion attacks last time.
Yeah, she's strong.
Nice. Girls with melters.
Retributor Squad, reroll wound rolls of 1. If you've killed something and they're shooting at the unit that killed things, they reroll all the wounds. They're going inside the Immolator with the melters.
Okay.
Got Paragon Warsuits. I am going to get Morven Val because I've seen what she does to this unit, but we'll get there eventually. These guys are cool, +1 to hit and wound against vehicles and monsters.
Okay.
We've got a Castigator, which is one of the new models in the backfield, who's got all the autocannons because I thought it'd be fun. They get 8 shots, and anything else that shoots at the same target it's shot at, if it happens to be alive, gets +1 AP.
Is it like 4 shots, then 8 shots?
Yeah, doubles in rapid fire, which is 24 inches. Yeah.
Okay, so basically 8 shots most of the time.
Yeah.
More nuns with shields.
Yeah, so we've got a Dialogus who can make a Miracle Dice. Every time you spend it on her unit, it becomes a 6.
Oh.
If you wanted to.
Yeah.
They've got sustained hits on the halberds, so I thought they'd be cool to do that. And she can turn off Battle Shock, which is fun.
Okay.
Exorcist in the backfield doing what Exorcists do, and then another Immolator with Flamers who's taken the Flamey girls. And because it's a 10-woman squad and they can't all fit inside, they can split in half before the battle begins.
So a Flamey Immolator for the Flamey girls, a multi-melter Immolator for the multi-melter girls. Then you've got quite a bit of punch. You've got Buffy coming in. You've got the Paragon Warsuits. You've got shields and spears and shields and maces.
It feels neat and tidy.
Lots of guns. Quite a mix. Quite a broad. Lots of models on the table list that can all advance and shoot. It's gone to deployment. So the sisters have deployed to defend this refinery as this mad horde of orcs come rampaging through, singing songs, drinking squig beer, and are lucky enough to find an army up against them. None of the orcs are in reserve, but some Zephyrim with Buffy the... Zephyrim with Buffy the Demon Slayer is in Deep Strike Reserve, ready to drop down onto the battle grid. And there's far too many. You got like 70 infantry on foot.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Lots of the Flamey girls on this end, the multi-melter ones in the middle. There's the Castigator, there's the Exorcist. And I've put fast stuff at the front, truck, and some Gretchen at the back, because if we get hungry later, we can always come back for snacks.
Yeah. Some of them are on bomb squigs.
So, well, yeah, these guys are on bomb
squigs. Or is that just spice? Cayenne pepper.
It's nicer to be put on a bomb squig and sent rampaging forward than it is to get eaten by an orc. So they have one chance to shine in their life, riding this the little buggy of doom. Look, that's much better than getting your arms ripped off by an orc.
As he's digesting them, the orc could say, "Oh, well, good one, that."
What?
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 See who goes first. After you, Sultan. That's a 6, and I've rolled a 4. It's Sisters, turn 1. Here are the orders for the Sisters. They want to sabotage, or rather lay a claymore down, some claymores down, in a terrain feature, not within their deployment zone. They'll get 3 VP for that if that unit is still there at the end of my turn. And cleanse some objectives, sing some prayers on some objectives outside of their deployment zone as well. A Bloomer War early, I declared my war in turn 1 as the Sisters launch their assault down towards the Orc lines, and they're not cleansing any objectives right about now because they couldn't get in range of any particular objectives. But this squad round here, this is a Sacrosanct squad. They're sabotaging that objectives or claymoring it up to prevent the Orcs from getting that one there.
Just donking it with maces.
Yeah, and they need to be there until the end of my turn, but it's unlikely I'm going to be able to get around there to do anything about that. And then you spent a CP on Carry Forth the Faithful. After this unit advanced, the Immolator, the unit of Retributors, jumped out. So all of a sudden I've got lots of multi-melters very, very close to my Morkanaut here, but fortunately none of them are in melt range at the moment. There's also the Castigator staring point blank at it. There's a Sisters squad over here, Sisters squad over there, there's half a Dominion squad there, half a Dominion squad in this tank. Basically full parade ground display from the Sisters spreading out all the way across the lines, and they've got the red Morkanaut in their sights. Start off with the Castigator, because after it shoots at the Morkanaut, everything else that shoots at it gets +1 AP.
Yeah, won't matter for melters, but for the Exorcist it might.
Yeah, okay.
Right, so we're hitting on 3s.
Yes, Daka, say the Orcs, and that was terrible shooting.
Yeah.
Only 2 hits, and it's going to be 5s to wound. It's a tough old thing. You get a wound, -1. I need a 4. I make a save. It's twin linked.
Nope.
No, that's just 1. And then heavy bolter time. 3s to hit. Any sustained hits? Your shooting isn't great yet, which means in turn 2 or turn 3, it's going to go awesomely for you. 6s to wound. No wounds.
And then a Hunter Killer.
Right.
Which hits.
Yes.
And...
wound? Strength 14?
Yeah.
It does wound. 5 open 1? I fail that. It's D6 damage. And that's only 1 damage. There was a random Stormbolter as well, but no further damage caused. Just 1 wound on the Morkanaut. It has been tickled. Now we have lots of melters coming in.
8 melters from the Retributors on 3s.
And only half of them hit.
And strength 10, toughness 12, so
yeah.
5s.
But at least 2 of them won't.
-5 doesn't matter.
Yeah, 5 up and buns. I fail them both. 2d6 damage. And that's 6 damage. Then the Immolator's firing in. Melters. 1 of them hits.
And then wounds on a 5, but it's twin linked. Nope.
No wound. Does that have a HK as well?
Yep.
Okay. And that hits. And that wounds. And I need a 5, yeah. And I don't make a 5, and that's another D6 damage. It's lost 9 wounds in total. Then the heavy bolter came in, ka-chunk, and didn't take any further wounds off. The Morkanaut's still on 11 wounds. So this Immolator is firing its HK at the Morkanaut as well.
Yeah.
And let's see if you manage to hit. And you do manage to hit. Your wound on a 3. And you do manage to wound, and I need a 5 up and vulnerable save as well.
Yeah,
and I keep failing my 5 up and vulnerable saves, and this one does.
1 damage.
Only 1. It's down to 10. It's half dead. Very bad on the damage.
Yeah, I'm hitting and wounding.
Yeah. What are you going to do with the Exorcist then?
It can't see anything directly at all, so it's just going to fire the indirect fire.
You're going to keep pouring it on?
Well, it will still be -3, despite being indirect because of the castigator.
Nice, okay.
So it should be worse hitting.
Okay.
So D6 plus 2 shots.
Okay, that's 6 shots, I like it. But it's going to be forced to hit, right? Because of the indirect fire rule, -1.
My miracle dice was a 3.
Yeah. And you hit once. Strength?
10.
Toughness 12. It wounds. Can I make a
3.
5-up invulnerable save? That's not the wrong dice. This dice. No, I can't.
D6 for 6.
It's
the
down
Exorcist
to
is here.
4 left. Couple more guns rippled out. Remembered the heavy bolter on the immolator. Came into the bikes. Didn't do anything. But the Paragon Warsuits are also firing at the bikes. They have multi-melters.
Yes.
And they're hitting on 3s.
Everything
and
hits.
That's really good hitting. Strength 9, toughness 6.
3s.
That's not good wounding. Normally the AP would burn straight through, but 6-up invulnerable save because you might be shooting off bits of bikes that I don't need. Like basically like the chrome flash guards and things like that, the extra caps, all the bits that they're stuck on top. And see, look, 2 6s right there. And that's 3 damage, that'll kill a bike.
Launchers on 3s.
Are they D3 shots each or something? No.
And then strength 9 is a 3. Wounds -2.
-2, 6 again. No.
D3 damage.
Okay.
For 2.
Okay. 1 bike's on 1 wound left. But the bikes are caught in a crossfire. There's a bunch of storm bolters and some other things that are going to come rippling into the bikes as well. Here's all the storm bolters. Hitting on 3s, and you need stop dice don't count.
5 to wound.
5 to wound, yep. Any AP on this?
No.
I think it's 4s. I make my 4s. Then all the bolt guns following up on 3s. And these are going to need 5s to wound. There's a wound, 4-up save, and that kills that injured biker. After firing the Dominions in at the bikers, the Battle Sister squad also fired in, and because I drew from this side here, only a few of the Battle Sisters can see, so no damage was caused. And then the Battle Sisters on that side of the battle grid, the ones that could see and were in range, fired in at these Squig Hog boys here, and no damage caused again. And that is the end of Sisters. Turn 1. If they're still holding on to this objective at the end of my turn, they're going to get 3 CP. Plus they're on a number of objectives that I need to push them off. But dropping that Morkanaut down to 4 wounds remaining, not taking it out, well, that's going to come back and bite them. Particularly as the boys declared a war. So we can advance and charge this turn. I don't think the Morkanaut is going to be there next turn. But we can catapult forward a little bit in Orks. Turn 1. The girls are sabotaging things. We're recovering things. We're looting stuff. I've got to select 2 or 3 units and make sure that they're in either my zone, the middle zone, or my opponent's deployment zone at the end of the next turn, their turn. We can do that, I think. In area denial, bully the sisters off the middle objective. Might be able to do that as well. Okay, so we're looting already. We're recovering assets with this unit here and the truck over here with 10 boys in it. And if they're still there at the end of Sultan's turn, that'll be a couple of points. And as for area denial, well, one hell of a traffic jam in the middle of the table. The unit of Meganobs came running out. We got a good run. We're clambering up over these crates here. The idea is for them to clamber down and kill the multi-melter thingy bob immolator, because that's on the central objective. And then charging the sisters will be these fellas here who jumped out of this truck before it moved over there. So Meganobs into immolator, boys into sisters. If I manage to clear them both away, then that will be area denial. And then I advanced up with the Morkanaut as well. Didn't get very far. And the Morkanaut, so it won't be shooting, but it'll go rampaging into the castigator. Hopefully all 3 of them are dead. Round this side of the battle grid, we've got the bikes that came speeding over here with follow me lads. They didn't need to advance. So they just went speeding up the table so they can unload their Daka guns into those sisters before they go charging in. This truck is still full of boys right in front of these Paragon Warsuits and all the flaming goodness over here. But there's an objective there. So I wanted to get on it. And there's a whole lot of trouble that is coming their way. The truck behind them is empty because those boys got out of it. And then a bit of a traffic jam. So no further way through there. No further way through there. So some Squig Hog boys hanging at the back. Squig Hog boys with the Beast Boss hanging at the back. because they were over here. They moved 10. And I couldn't really bring them around this side, unlike this squad, which also got a low dice roll on the advance and want to go slamming into this unit of Battle Sisters as well. Basically, I've lined up a bunch of first turn charges because I went second, and I need to pull them off. I need to do some serious damage, because then all of these units that I've pushed up the battle grid, well, they'll be in danger. They'll be right in harm's way for a Sisters counter assault. Anyway, let's shoot some of the very few guns we've got, such as the bikers over here, into this squad. 1 minute. Then we remember the rule that the minions can move d6 inches away if you get within a certain distance of them. So they're backed off. They're blending in with all the battle line sisters over there. Anyway, let's shoot at those. They're still the girls in front, right? I can see the Stormbolters, yes. Let's shoot at them. Lots of daggers. 5s to hit. 5 hits. 3s to wound. We have 3 wounds at AP -1 because you're within 9 inches.
3 up saves.
I kill one. Yeah, because they have a 2-up save standard because of the upgrade from the lady. Then I fired in some shotguns from the Deathkiller Wartrike. Did nothing. This struck advanced. This struck advanced. That's the end of my shoot phase. Everything else advanced across the line. So let's do some charges. Let's start off with these Warbikers. Going into the Dominion squad. Charge. It's an 8. We're in. They end up there. Now the Meganobs clambering up and over those crates want to hit that multi-melter immolator. And that's an 8. Yes, it's working. It gets them there. Now the boys in the middle. This is for area denial. Let's get in there. 11. Oh, they're hungry. They want to munch on these Yumis. Crunch on the tin cans. Morkanaut to Castigator. I think I need a 6. That's a 4. That's a failed charge. So let's command point reroll that one. And that's a 6. Yep, that was just enough for the Morkanaut. And then the Squighole boys. Charge number 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Charge number 78. This needs an 8. And that's a 3. That'll be a failed charge. So it's 3 charges. The Morkanaut, the boys, 4 charges. The Meganobs and the bikers will go back down the line. Morkanauts normally have 4 attacks, but 5 attacks because of WoW. Smacking that Castigator. I'm hitting on 4s though because you injured it. It's down to 4 wounds left. And it hits 3 times. Strength 19 on the charge. Toughness?
10.
So 3s to wound. 1 wound at -3. A 6 is good.
No.
That's not good. That's a flat 6 damage on the Castigator. But it's still very much alive. Let's do this unit at 10 boys. Let's get rid of all those multi-melters. 9 boys have 36 attacks when a wire is called. Hitting on 3s. 6s explode. Then we wound on 3s at AP -1. You need 20 4-up saves on your Retributors. And no, they get wiped out. That's part 1 of the plan for area denial, getting rid of the Retributors. Part 2 is getting rid of that immolator. On the plus side, when I got rid of the Retributors, you roll a 6 for the Miracle Dice, which is going to be nice. I don't trust these Meganobs killing the immolator because they hit on 4s. So I'm going to spend 1 CP on a strat called Unbridled Carnage. So their sustained hits go off on 5s instead of 6s. Here are all the twin kill saws on 4s, but 5s and 6s explode. Strength 12 versus toughness 10, but kill saws are twin linked, so they all wound. And they're all -3, 2 damage. 10, 6-up saves.
Dead.
Not 1 6. That's a dead immolator, and it doesn't detonate. And you rolled a 6 again for the Miracle Dice. Genius. Guess you'd rather have the immolator though, huh? Right. Warbikers into Dominions?
Yeah.
There's 3 of them with choppers, extra attack because of WoW, hitting on 3s, and that 6 explodes. And these are wounds, Dominions on 3s, and they're AP -1. So 5 3-up saves. Takes out 1 more. And then there is the Power Claw on the dude. I just remembered we're actually hitting on 2s because the choppers were hitting on 2s, the Power Claw is hitting on a 3, 2 of the hits come through, and 1 wound comes through at -2, so that's a 4-up save. And I kill another one. Then the Snagger Claw on the boss, remembering I've got the +1 to hit now, so 2's to hit, and that explodes, and then strength 10, 2's to wound, 2 more wounds, 2 more 4-up invulnerable saves, and you lose 1 more. So having a 2-up save and a 4-up invulnerable save on those Dominions there have definitely kept them safe. There's a chunk left that can pile in and fight back. We're adding in all the attacks from the Sergeant, from the Imagifier, because it all hits back on 3s and wounds on 6s. They're big, tough orcs, and you get 3 wounds through anyway. 3 4-up saves. And you injure 1 twice, but don't kill them. We're locked up. We've got 4 bikers left with the Death Killer Wartrike, locked up with 7 nuns with guns there. And that's the end of Orcs turn 1, and I get 2 points for area denial, because I am denying the centre of the battle grid, and the sisters will actually get 3 points for sabotaging these assets over here. But as for primary objectives, they're just on the one back there. This one is controlled by the Orks right now. That one's controlled by the Orks right now. That one's controlled by the Orks right now, as they try and recover assets with that truck over there and with the Gretchen down here hugging on to this objective. But mainly breaking the first rank of the sisters, taking out that multi-melter team and driving a chunk of them back. But there's a lot of flaming goodness and paragons to the right. That Castigator is still combat effective on 5 wounds remaining. And there are 10 sisters that could choose to deep strike down from the sky with Buffy the Demon Slayer. As we go into sisters turn 2. The orders for the sisters are to defend their stronghold and get behind enemy lines. Stretch forward, stretch back. Full Pilates yoga position. Here's all their miracle dice, by the way. A couple of 6s in there. The Scream of the War fades after that charge from the Orks, which means my entire army loses its 5-up invulnerable save, and that means this turn, this punchback from the sisters can be brutal. But they can't get behind enemy lines yet, because you've got a big unit of 10. Turns out can't actually fit them all in this corner here. So not trying to get behind enemy lines yet. However, certainly defending the stronghold with the Exorcist and another unit back there. And I've got Sacrosancts and Battle Sisters pushing forward. The Castigator still in close combat, but I don't think that Morkanaut will be long for this world. And the push on this flank is ensuring that those Squig Hog boys no longer control that objective. Talking about close combat, however, the Dominions have fallen back from the War Bikers, which has allowed the Sacrosancts, who were sabotaging that objective, to break around a corner, and right in front of them is a full squad of Battle Sisters. And then down here, the Paragon Warblades, the Flamer unit have got out of the Flamey transport. Down here there's a lot of stuff happening. A big pinch from the sisters trying to burn away this flank on the right. But we're going to start off the shooting phase with the obvious shots. The Castigator point blank range into the Morkanaut, firing all of the things all the times, hitting on 4s, and it hits only 3 times. It needs 5s to wound.
5s, twin linked.
And it wounds once. I need a 4. I don't get a 4. It's on 1 wound remaining, and then there's 9 heavy bolters at point blank range. Surely this will do it. 4s to hit, 6s are sustained. The trick is the 6s to wound. Spending a miracle dice. Spending a miracle dice.
And these the rest of my wounds?
Yes. And then 5 more. There's 3 6s. Okay. I need to make every single 4-up save. I don't make every single 4-up save. It's gone. And it doesn't detonate. It just crumples underneath the firepower. 1 target down. Now, before we come down to this cluster muck down here, and there's a lot of cluster and a lot of smelly muck, we're going to come across the left flank where this Battle Sister squad is chunking everything it can into the Squig Hog boy. Start off with a multi-melter. Isn't it 2 shots?
It's just a melter.
Oh, it's just a melter.
It's not a flamer at the front, it's a melter.
Right, that's a hit.
Strength 10 at this range.
Okay, wounds on a 3. That's a wound. I don't get a save.
D6 plus 2.
Brilliant. That is... okay.
Enough.
7 feel no pains. I don't make all the feel no pains. You nuke 1, and now you've got the heavy flamer, which is strength 7 because of this detachment at this range, and 2 auto hits.
Yep.
4s to wound.
1 wound.
-1 heavy flamer.
Yeah.
Make the save.
Condemn a bolt gun,
Yes.
which misses. And then we've got the rest of the bolt guns.
Lots of bolt guns. 14 shots. 3s. And that was the Yahtzee of 1s. 5s to wound.
No.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. But they're softened up a little bit. Ready for the charge from the Sacrosands.
Got these.
Have they got guns?
Yeah. They've
Okay.
got 4 bolt pistols.
Right.
Which hit on 3s.
Yes. That's 2 hits.
And then we'll wound on 5s.
That's a wound. 5 up? No. 5 up for no pain? No. 1 gets tickled.
And then there's an Inferno pistol.
Brilliant.
Which hits and strength 9.
That's definitely a wound.
-4.
Is it? No save.
3 damage.
1 more feel no pain. And I make the feel no pain. So splitting fire with the Exorcist.
Yeah.
What are we doing again?
So there's not much vehicle left on your side.
Just
like
trucks
big
and
vehicle.
things, yeah.
So we're going to put the heavy bolter into them.
Into the Squig Hog Boys,
We're going
right?
to put the blast weapon into the bikes.
Into the
And the
bikes.
hunter killer's going to try and help mop up that truck.
Okay. I get a feeling that the bikes are going to take lots of shots. So I'm going to spend a CP called Arda's Nails, which makes them -1 to wound. Let me check that you can still do it on bikes. I just checked. You can still do it on bikes. So -1 to wound on them. But heavy bolter into Squiggy Hoggy Boys. And there's a couple of sustained hits right there. But it's 5s to wound. They're tough. Squig Hog Hide is as tough as concrete. And I fail the save. Feel no pain. I fail that as well. You kill one of them. That one, not so concrete. Soft concrete. Too much sand in it.
Hunter killer into truck.
Yes.
Hits. Doesn't wound.
Right, D6 plus 2 shots into the Warbikers then. And that's 8 shots. You've got line of sight this time. So 3s to hit. You drop 2 of them. Strength.
10.
So -1 to wound though, so it's going to be 4s instead of 3s. And that's
Doesn't help.
only 3 wounds. So have a 6 up and vulnerable save.
Yeah.
I don't make any of them.
It's D6 a go.
Right, so the first one's dead. So,
Okay.
and the second one is dead. And the third one is dead. Let's look. Dead. 3 of them
I
are
rolled
dead.
2 4s.
Many deads. Much death, big wow. 1 biker left with the Death Killer Wartrike. Now we're on to the Battle Sister Squad firing at them. What's this?
Heavy bolter. She stood still, so 3s.
Okay. And it's going to be...
5s. Oh, strength 6 this range, so yeah. 2 of them.
-1 to wound though. Strength 6 versus toughness
Would be
6.
5s anyway.
So they're both wound, yes. And that's 2 wounds off a dude. And there's loads of bolters. When the dust settles, no wounds came through from the Battle Sisters squad. Then we fired in their Sacrosands with bolt pistols. And he managed to get 2 wounds through. And I failed that save, killing the boss knob in the Warbiker squad. Even the Death Killer Wartrike stood there.
Inferno pistol.
And that hits.
And a wound on that.
And
-4.
it's definitely not a save.
We're 6 inches away, so it's just normal damage.
Okay.
D3 for 3.
3 damage?
Yeah.
Death Killer Wartrike down to 6 wounds. Then we fired a lot more redundant weaponry flying in across the battle grid into the Death Killer Wartrike. It's still on 6 wounds. So that's it for the Corridor of Death. We're on to the Paragon Warsuit. So you're going to keep going at the Death Killer or...
We're going to try and pop the truck.
Pop the truck. It's full of boys.
Yes.
And there's some flamers right behind.
Yeah.
I like that.
So 2s because you're a vehicle.
Okay. And there's the 1.
And then strength 10.
Toughness 8.
+1 to wound.
2s to wound.
-4.
I think they get a 6 up save. There's a 6. There's a dead truck. Does it go boom? Doesn't go boom. And the boys scramble out. And 2 of them die from the flaming wreckage. Then the 8 boys come spilling out. Then what are we doing next? There's a lot more shots here.
Immolator into boys.
Immolator into boys. Okay.
So 2d6 from the flamers.
Brilliant.
For 4.
Okay. Auto
which is
hit.
strength 7.
At this range. Okay. 3s to wound. AP.
-1.
I get 6s against that. No, you kebab 2 of them. Brilliant.
And then we have a bolter in the hull.
Okay. There's a sustained.
So it goes back
Strength 5 versus toughness 5. Or strength 6
now,
for you. Yeah. 2 wounds. It's nice. That +1 strength kicks in a lot. For a mid-range army, for sisters as well.
Yeah.
Kicks in an awful lot. There's 5 left. You got this Paragon Warsuit. I mean, they can charge anything they want. But there's some flamers here. empty truck there.
She's quite good in combat as well, though.
Is she?
So I'm thinking of being really greedy.
Right.
And flaming these. So I'm going to spend 1 CP on, I think it's Cleansing Fire. It gives you devastating wounds on torrent weapons.
Right.
And they're D6 plus 1 each.
Right.
And I'm trying to tickle a few wounds off the Mega Knobs.
Yes.
Ahead of a charge.
From the Sacrosanct.
Yeah. And then I'm going to charge this way. And hopefully spend a Miracle Dice to give her mortal wounds.
So, because there's a lot of things worth charging there. One is the Mega Knobs. Then they charge the Boyz, and then the Paragon Warsuits hit the Death Killer Wartrike.
That's the plan.
If you manage to pull this off and clear away all of this, it's going to be
interesting.
It's good. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Okay, so spending a CP on devastating wounds.
Yes.
And then
so 4d6 plus 4 auto hits
because of the enhancement.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a lot of auto hits. 19 auto hits. A strength 6 versus toughness 6.
Ooh, 4s.
Yes. Ignoring cover.
6s are devastating.
Are they?
There's a dead knob at least.
There's the ones, yes, you've definitely killed one of my knobs. No AP though, so 2 up on the remaining. Okay, so you kill one of them, you burn one to a crisp. Plasma pistol came in as well, -2. I make the save, I'm good. With that, the guns of the sisters go silent as they rearm and reload, and we have 2 Squig Hog Boys remaining in this unit over here. The Morkanaut in the middle of the table has been wiped out. One of the Mega Knobs has gone. The entire unit of Warbikers has gone, leaving the Death Killer Wartrike on 6 wounds remaining. Truck's gone. 5 Boys sat here. Lots of charges coming up. This could be brutal. Where are we starting?
Here.
Sacrosanct into Mega Knobs.
I think it's a 3.
Okay. Well, that's a Snake Eyes.
Oh,
that's
I'll
definitely
spend a command point.
a failed charge. You've got loads of command points out over there. And that's 5. They get in there. Unit of 1 Sacrosancts end up there. Unit of 2 Sacrosancts want to go charging into Squig Hog Boys. This is a 4.
Yeah, I'm going to spend this 3 here.
A 3
the
miracle dice.
Dialogus makes it an auto 6.
Right, and then you roll another dice. And you're charging 8. Brilliant. After these Sacrosancts charged, then we came across to the right flank and you couldn't fail. It was a Snake Eyes on either of these. So the Paragon Warsuits engaged the Death Killer Wartrike. This unit of, what are they called?
The Dominions, led by a Palatine.
Right, they're into the 5 remaining Boys, and now we fight. And we've done some piling in here as well. I've got 1 CP I can't pay to interrupt.
So we might as well
but
go
I could
across the line.
spend a CP on a thing. Yes, let's start here. I'm not spending a CP on a thing on these Boys. They're just Boys. They like a scrap. Here's the normal sisters though. 3's to hit. They hit 3 times. 5's to wound. One of them wounds. And one of them takes down a boy. What a hero. Spending a miracle dice on what now? On the Palatine?
So it's Rapturous Blows. Every time she wounds you, whether you save it or not, you'll take a mortal wound in addition.
Because you spent a miracle dice.
Because I spent a miracle dice.
Okay.
So she hits on 2s.
Nice.
She hits that many times.
Right.
Strength 4, toughness 5. This is the hard part though.
Yes.
1 wound.
And then that's a mortal wound.
In addition.
In addition.
So it's -2.
-2. So she'll kill 2. She'll wipe out 2 of them, leaving 2 Boys remaining, and a dude with a... Right, okay. Shall we continue with this fight? I'll fight back here. I'm not interrupting, but just to see how this fight goes. There's a boy. He hits a lot. He's going to wound on 3s. He wounds twice. They're -1.
Kills 1.
Kills 1. And then Boss Knob. He's got a Power Claw. He hits on 4s. He hits twice. Strength 9. Wounds once. -2. Gives another. Which means 3 Flamers are remaining with a Palatine there and 2 Boys hanging out. Now we're coming across to the Paragon Warsuits hitting the Death Killer Wartrike. I've got Arda's Nails. I can make you -1 to wound. But I think I probably want to put it on the Mega Knobs. I don't think the Death Killer Wartrike is long for this world.
So I hit you on 3s.
Yes.
No pluses here. I hit every time.
Brilliant.
We're strength 12.
Oh, wow. Toughness 6.
2, so 2s anyway.
Okay. -1, 3 damage.
The big ones.
Brilliant. 5 up saves. Okay. That's 15 damage on my Death Killer Wartrike. He has been knocked off his tricycle. Next to them, the Sacrosancts with the maces smack into my Mega Knobs who are hard as nails. -1 to wound.
3 attacks each, hitting on 3s. These are just the maces at the moment.
Okay.
6s are lethal.
Ones,
Reroll 1s, yeah.
6 is lethal because of...
That's just what their weapons have.
Brilliant. Okay.
Strength 4, that's why they're lethal.
Okay.
So 5s to wound you.
Yes. There's a couple more wounds. 6 wounds. 1 minute, hard as nails. So just the 4 wounds. And then -1. So 3s. How much damage?
2.
That kills a Meganob anyway. Now the Spear of the Faithful.
Hits on 3s.
There's a lethal.
No,
she
doesn't get lethal.
Okay.
And then strength 5. Doesn't wound.
Doesn't wound. Is that the end of their combat?
The Canoness gets to fight.
Canoness gets to fight.
Power weapon.
With a power weapon, yeah.
2s.
Do you reroll the 1s? Is the 6 lethal?
No.
No.
And then strength 4, toughness 6 is 6s.
Yes.
Is your hard as nails.
Yeah.
-2.
I'm good. You take that. That fight is ongoing. We'll get back to the fight back because it gets complicated. We'll come across here to the other unit of Sacrosancts, smacking the 2 Squighog boys. So, what's going on?
So these guys are quite tough.
Right.
I have sustained hits on these. I'm going to spend a command point on...
Command point? Miracle dice?
No, I'm going to spend a command point on lethal hits.
Right.
And then I'm going to spend a miracle dice.
Yes.
Which the Dialogus, this is a 4, can turn into a 6, which means I'll get a lethal and a sustained on at least one of my hits.
Wow. The rest are hitting on what now?
3s.
Brilliant.
So that's a lethal.
Right.
And a sustained, which gets put back into
the pot.
for the wound pole.
Yes.
And I also got a sustained from the free one I did.
Nice. And the strength of them with all the spears?
I don't know.
Because I'm toughness 7.
It's not that high.
How bad? It's not spears. Strength 5.
5's to wound.
So only 3 in total at -2. Fail all of them. Feel no pains. What is that? I fail all of them. You kill 1. And then it's the Spear of the Faithful.
Yep.
And you got lethal thingy bobs.
3s.
Yes, there's a 6. So that's
just
lethal. Okay. Fail that save. Is that 1 damage again?
2 damage.
2 damage. Feeling of the pains. I make the feel no pains on my knob on Smasher Squig.
And the Dialogus just does a few attacks.
Then the Dialogus with a couple of attacks.
4s, that's lethal.
Right.
And then strength 4, so 5s. 2 hit.
2 wounds. AP and the Dialogus. No AP. Fail that. Feel no pain. The boss knob on Smasher Squig is down to 3 wounds remaining. You pile in. Bottle me up. Just the boss knob. Gets to fight back again. He has 4 attacks and he hits on 3s. And he hits
One
twice.
of those was a hit. That was a 3 before the other dice knocked it.
Thanks. Strength 6.
-1 to wound.
Okay, so just 2 wounds at -1, 2 damage.
4 invuns.
Yes.
Just make them.
Okay, and then the jaw. The Squig jaws open wide, but he's hungry, but he hits on 4s. Not that well trained. He misses.
My dog misses catching treats all the time.
What, your dog what?
My dogs miss catching their treats all the time, so that's how it works, right?
Bounces off their head.
Oh yeah, well no, they go for it, it just flies past.
My cat never misses catching treats. He'll rip your face off if you. Right, okay, let's pile in. We've got 3 Meganobs with the claws and things, and then the Big Mech, and I don't think he can fit in there. He can fit in there. But twin kill swords are only 2 attacks and only hitting on 4s. At least those 6s explode. I said only. Is this unit -1 to wound as well?
Yes.
Okay, so
It'll be 3s instead of 2s.
brilliant. But it is twin linked, which is good because I missed 5 times.
You think you get away with it, and then I have twin link. It's always the way it happens. It happens on both sides of the table.
-3, but they're
4 up invuns.
the shields. They're the shields. They lock their shields together, but 4 of them still fall down, and then the Big Mech tries to bonk them on the head with his power claw. He only bonks one of them and wounds one of them. Shield wall, and he failed that save as well. That gets rid of the Sacrosanct unit, leaving the Canoness there on her own. And I'm going to be cheeky. I'm not going to pile into her because you've got all these Paragon suits here that my Big Mech would rather go charging into. I'm not sure if it's a good idea charging into a unit of Paragon warsuits with a bunch of Meganobs, but I want to find out. Anyway, that's the end of Sisters Turn 2. They've started to defend their stronghold and they cut great big swathes out of the Orks on the right and the left. But I've still got a bunch of Orks in the middle, and I'm going to pick up 5 points for that objective and 5 points for this objective. I also did some looty things, like the unit that was looting over there and the unit that was looting over here are still looting the things, so that gets me an extra 3 points. And though I'm down to just 3 Meganobs in this unit here, Because I brought a big mech along, he's got to fix that armour up. And he's going to fix the armour up of one of the boys that fell over. So can add a big mech back to that unit as we go into Orks. Turn 2. So it's 15 points to 8 for the boys, just 7 points in it, and we want to bring it down, take down monsters or vehicles, storm a hostile objective. So the orders are to bring it down, and Squiggle boys have anti-vehicle 4 up, and that Cascaders on 5 wounds remaining. So the unit here are going to go charging up there and try and bring it down. The second unit are going to help their boy out over here. That boss knob is on his own with all those sacrosancts. And I can definitely squeeze in a couple more Squiggle boys into that unit and try and whittle away. Besides, I need to storm a hostile objective, and you have an OC of like 16 on that objective right now. But here's the unit of 10 boys that were inside this truck that were recovering those assets or looting away. So they'll go flying in. So hopefully I'll storm that objective because OC high, kill a bunch of sisters, go rampaging in, kill Castigator. I'm quite confident with this flank, which means it's probably going to go horribly wrong. Down the other flank, not so confident. Meganobs want to get rid of those Paragon war suits. The boys over here, I was thinking about storming this hostile objective as well, but I failed my battle shock test on these boys. So they've got an OC of 0 anyway, so even if I broke them out, it wouldn't help me very much. So they're staying in combat there. Professional move blocking here with a truck, by the way. I'm quite impressed with myself. Keeping the immolator back there so it can't come rumbling all the way down here and flame on a bunch of Gretchens. Gretchens have got a lovely little rule, which is if they're in range of an objective, they can get you an extra OC. They haven't got me an extra OC.
CP.
But they're chilling in the backfield. CP, yes, not OC, thank you. And then, this is your warlord. Stood here. She was with the other unit of Sacrosancts. And there's that unit of 10 boys there that went into all those Melter ladies last turn. I think they've heard that she's the big boss. So they want to go flying in and try and take down your warlord. Before that though...
Nick her leg.
What?
She's got a little robot leg. They probably want to nick it.
A little robot leg.
Yeah.
Bionic leg, yeah. One of them wants that as a hat. Before then, however, we've got lots of useless pistol shots which will ripple out across the line. Did a lot of pistol shots all across the line. Did nothing. And then I remembered the bomb squigs, and so we're going back to that. So once per battle for each bomb squig this unit has, so long as you made a normal move, you can unleash it. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't say if they're in engagement range or anything. It just happens in the movement phase. So this bomb squig on this unit is going into these ladies here. I don't want to roll a 1. I don't roll a 1. And this will do D3 mortal wounds to the unit of Sacrosancts that I want to charge. I take out 3 of them. And then across here, that Castigator, this little fella is going to go flying into the Castigator. And this will do D3. And that's another 3 mortal wounds on the Castigator. Bomb squigs away. Then we came back to the shooting phase, and the boys fired loads of sluggers in. Made lots of loud banging noises and didn't do anything to the sisters. So we're charging now. We're charging. Boys into this squad. We want to storm this hostile objective. They'll get in there. And then the Squeakhog boys are going to try and murder these Sacrosancts. They'll get in there as well. We move them in. Bit of a car park there. I can't get my beast boss on Squeakasaur into that unit of Sacrosancts. Down over here, the Meganobs can't fail their charge into the Paragon Warsuits. This mob of boys can't fail their charge into your warlord, and now I need to bring it down. This squad, I think it's like a 7 to hit the Castigator. I'm definitely CP rerolling that. I've got 1, and that's a 10. So Crump, Squiggle boys get there. Here's all the stickers in the big choppers, hitting on 3s, and these are anti-vehicle 4+. And that's 5 wounds at -1, 2 damage. Just need 1 to get through. There's a couple that get through. Dead Castigator. And that is bring it down. Doesn't blow up. Target number 1 taken out. Now all the boys into the Battle Sisters. Trying to storm this hostile objective here. 3s to hit. Just remembered 6s explode again. I keep forgetting that. Wonder if I've missed any. Anyway, 3s to wound with my choppers.
You know what?
What?
I'll spend a CP.
Yes.
Spend a thing.
On a pass one.
Yeah, and then I'll get a miracle dice back. So I spent a 4, got a 4.
Right, okay.
Nice. And now I have to roll the rest of these.
Okay.
Wow.
You did really well. Really well. Only took out 3. Here's the power claw. Only 2 hits, but both of them explode. And these are wound on 2s. 3 of them wound. And those are 3 5-up saves. And he crumps 2 more. Right, still trying to storm the hostile objective over here. Squighole boys. Here's the boss knob. He's hitting on 3s with his 4 attacks, and that goes back in. And he's strength 6, but he -1 to wound. So 3s to wound. 2 wounds at -1. 2 damage.
Kill 1.
Kill 1. And then 3, 6, 9. The remaining guys who can actually fight before we go into defenders. These are 3s. They go back in. And these are strength 5 with -1 to wound.
4.
So 4s to wound. 2. Just 2 wounds at -1.
4 ups. Well, I have to do 1 at a time. 4 up, dead. And then she'll be a... Oh, 4 up as well, never mind.
Is she?
Yeah,
She's okay.
So she's okay.
She's okay. Well, she's about to get eaten by the jaws. Squig jaws, it's chomping time. 4s to hit. Still -1 to wound. So
No, so you...
3s to wound. It's the same attack sequence. So that rule still kicks in until the attack sequence ends. 7 at -1, 2 damage. Or it's
7,
lunch
4 ups.
for squigs.
Killer.
Lunch for squigs. Then we pile on through to get onto that objective, and we're stormed a hostile objective and broken our mate out of combat there, kept him alive on 3 wounds. There's 5 sisters left over here. Right, this flank, we've managed to lock down this flank until the Exorcist kills everything and the deep striking 10 ladies come in. Other flank, maybe not so much. We'll get onto the Meganobs in a bit. We'll have to do the Meganobs now because killing your warlord is the cherry on the cake, isn't it? So we're coming across to Meganobs hitting Paragon Warsuits.
What's the AP on your swords?
-3.
No, there's no point doing armor contempt then.
They have armor contempt. It's called something else.
Something of a version, yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's like 5 rules for armor contempt now because the Chaos Space Marines have it, and they're called 5 different names as well. It's called armor of why can't they call it one thing?
Because
Games Workshop.
armor of contempt for Gate Chaos doesn't work.
No,
It does for these.
it does for these. 4s to hit you with my twin kill swords. Drop dice don't count. Brilliant. But those 2 do explode. Strength 12.
Toughness 7.
No minuses to wound or anything.
No.
No, and it is twin linked. And those are -3 to damage. 5 wounds.
Miracle dice for 1.
Yes.
And then 4 ups for the rest.
Okay.
You kill 1.
How many wounds there?
4.
Brilliant. That was enough. And then the boss knob, Big Mac. Big Mac with power claw. He only hits once. Strength 9. Doesn't even wound. Yeah, I wasn't hopeful about that assault, just killing 1 suit. However, now we have 10 boys piling in, surrounding your warlord. We've got 27 attacks with choppers.
I'm going to declare her once per game Emperor's Grace 2 up invulnerable.
2 up invulnerable save.
Yeah, once per game.
How very Lysander of you.
Oh.
No, it's a Space Marine dude and he can do it once.
Yeah, I just didn't realise you still had that.
He's painted blue, but he's around. Right. 3s. How many 6s have I got? And 3s? Dude, that was 14 wounds.
Yeah, so I'm going to roll 13 and give her a save.
With the miracle dice on a 2. Look,
Yeah.
there's a use for a 2 for a miracle dice. Okay, 2 up saves. Here we go. Don't
6
roll.
1s incoming.
Oh no. I see 1, 2. I see 2 1s.
1 wound remaining.
She's alive.
She's alive.
Well, there is my boss knob with a claw.
Oh.
Boss knob with a claw. He hits once. He wounds once. 2 up or death. Oh no! I take
Spend
down
a
your
command point.
warlord.
Go on then, I've got 3.
And she's
She
still
lives.
alive. So the warlord for the sisters is still alive, hanging in there on 1 wound remaining. And then we went on to defenders fighting back and came over here to your Palatine and these ladies fighting 2 remaining orcs, and he killed them. And now you can fight back with your Paragon Warsuits, and now you can fight back with your warlord as well.
We'll do the warsuits.
Okay. 2 Warsuits.
Hitting on 3s.
Yes.
Oops, there's some...
That's okay, the scenery's fine. Wounding on 2s. That is 4 wounds, AP.
-1.
3 up saves. That one's really cocked, look. Okay.
3 damage ago.
3 damage ago.
Yeah, you did that last time.
You took out 2 of them. So I traded out 1 suit for 2 Meganobs.
I'll buy that.
Yeah. And now the Warlord. What can she do back?
Hit on 2s.
Right.
Straight 4 though.
Okay.
So 5s, right?
Yes.
2 wounds.
2 wounds.
-2.
-2. She kills.
Power weapon.
She kills 2 of them. Takes 2 down. Vengeance for Cadia. And wait, it's not over. We've got the fight backs over here on this objective.
Hitting on 3s.
Yes. Oh.
Wounding on 5s. 1 wound.
1 wound, 1 5-up save. You take 1 out. Any more attacks there?
Nope.
And so that's it for all the combats. That's it for the end of Orcs turn 2. And I've managed to storm that objective over there. And I've also managed to bring it down, take down that castigator. In the meantime, the sisters have defended this objective over here for extra points. Plus they're going to get 5-10 points for the primaries for being on 2 objectives. Then this left flank for the sisters is looking rather secure. Not forget they've still got a Dominion squad and an almost full Battle Sister squad. And they've still got 10 sisters that can jump in, that must jump in from Deep Strike Reserve in turn 3, along with Buffy. It's a long way to go yet. Still all to play for. It's exactly 21 points each, and the sisters want to secure no man's land, and they want to recover some assets. Do some looting as well. Empowered by faith and the light of the Golden Throne, Canoness Buffy lands in here, ready to take on a glorious charge and take out those Squighog boys. And they also want to secure no man's land, lock down 2 objectives in no man's land. This one over here, looking unlikely, but these 2 down here, looking very likely. You stepped back with your Warlord, who passed her battle shock test, and all of a sudden, there's a lot of sisters here. This unit advanced, and you can still shoot because it's your thing. This is the Flamer squad. This is the Flamer Immolator. There's going to be a lot of flame going into those boys. This squad of Battle Sisters, did they advance or did they just chomp forward?
They walked forward into no man's land.
Right.
To do the action for recovering.
They're recovering assets.
And then they're recovering assets.
They're recovering assets. Okay, so if they're still there, both of these units at the end of my turn, then you'll still get your 3. Okay, so they've found some holy relics there. While you're trying to secure no man's land here and here.
Some simulacrums have been dropped, so we want to pick them back up.
Okay. Meanwhile, ongoing combat. The Paragon warsuits are going nowhere. They were doing pretty good work.
We are vehicles.
What?
So we'll be shooting at you in a second.
They're vehicles?
They're vehicles.
They can shoot into close combat.
But I'll be starting with the sisters with the 5-bolt pistols.
Okay.
Over here.
Okay. Pistols first.
3s. We hit 3 times.
Brilliant.
5s. Nothing.
No wounds.
We're just holding the line.
Holding the line there. Where are we going next?
We're going to go to the Exorcist, who's putting everything into the big squad.
Into the big squad that came charging through last turn. Okay.
Should do a heavy bolter.
Heavy bolters, right, okay.
Hits twice.
Wounds on 5s.
1 wound.
1 wound. I need a 5, and then I need some feel no pains. Nope, 1's down to 1 wound remaining. And then the Exorcist missile comes in.
D6 plus 2, and there's 5 of you. So D6 plus 3. Oh dear.
Oh dear. Is that only 2 hits?
Yeah. And then 3s, because you're high toughness.
AP.
-3.
Okay, no save. How much damage?
D6 on the first one.
Right.
D6 on the second one.
Second
for
one.
5.
5
the
on
first one didn't. The first one.
First one was many, and he's dead. And then 5 feel no pains on the second fella. Dead as well. Then we got 10 bolt pistols firing into my Gretchen. Why are you picking on the Gretchen?
Is there anything I want to shoot? I don't want to shoot them and somehow magically kill one and make it worse for myself.
Make the charge longer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're hitting on 3s.
Yes. They're hard to hit. They're very, very small.
They're small. But we're strength 5 now.
Okay, well, toughness 2.
So there's 4.
Yeah, Gretchen never 7-up save, so they're dead. I mean, they just explode under bolt gun ammunition. Mini grenade launchers into Gretchen. It's just a mess. Paragon warsuits shooting Meganobs.
Yeah, multi-melters on 4s.
Okay.
3 hits.
Brilliant.
And then strength 10.
3s to wound.
3s.
AP -4?
Yeah.
So I need 6s. Every failed save will kill a Meganob. You kill both of the Meganobs, leaving the big mech on his own.
Grenade launchers, 1 hit, strength 10, wounds minus something or other.
I make
You're
the
probably
save.
all right.
If it's -2, I'm okay. It's -2. I'm okay. Or not okay. It's just all of his bodyguards have been wiped out. Where we go next?
We're going to go here. We're going to put the heavy bolter into that just to have a go.
The truck,
because there's a lot of firepower in here anyway. And the flamers into the boys.
Okay.
So 2d6 auto hits into the boys for 5.
Auto hits into boys.
Strength's high at this point.
Yeah, 3's to wound. That's 4 wounds.
Minus.
Ignoring cover. You take out 3 of them. Then we did the heavy bolter, slamming into the side of the truck. No damage caused. Now the flamer squad are also going to flame in to the boys.
plus 3.
There's 5 of them left there. 5 orcs left. Strength 6 flamers though at this range, so 3's to wound, but no AP.
No AP.
So 7. 5 up saves. That'll kill the remaining boys and put the boss knob down to 1 wound. Because they come with 2 wounds each. So Manob is still tall and proud.
Yeah.
You can do anything about it, you can leave him.
No, we've got 4 storm bolters.
What, going to shoot him in the face?
Yeah, they're 2 damage each.
Yep, that happened. Manob falls limply across the battle grid, and I think that's the end of the shooting phase.
I don't want to hear that
I
again.
shouldn't have said that, should I? Yeah, that is the end of the shooting phase, but they have rescued your warlord, and now we go on to the charge phase.
Yes.
So,
We have a 9-inch charge here.
from Buffy,
Rerollable.
brilliant.
So,
Into the Squig Hog Boys, and that's a
failed charge.
That's a 7. That's a failed
so
charge.
what we're going to do
Yes.
is send a miracle dice for the reroll
On a
on a
6.
6.
So then you just need a 3. And that's a
Ooh,
3.
just about.
You make the 9-inch charge. So they go flying in there. Here we are after they piled in. I'm going to start with Canoness Buffy. Because she's got a once per battle 3 extra attacks. Tell people how this works again.
So she starts with 5 because
Yes.
she's got a halberd.
Yes.
And then she has the Primaris Captain thing where she can get 3 extra attacks and devastating wounds on all of those attacks once per game.
Right.
But she also has an enhancement where she can ditch a miracle dice 3 times, and for each one she gets +1 attack and strength.
11 attacks.
So she's going to have 11 attacks.
Okay. I got a CP. So I can spend it on Arda's nails. So they're -1 to wound. So hitting on 2s. And then lethal, devastating things? Or?
No, not for her.
Not for her.
No, devastating's on the wounds.
Strength 8 now, toughness 7, but -1 to wound, so 4s.
6s are devastating.
Oh dear.
At 2 damage a go.
There's three of them.
Yep.
And then 4 more wounds at AP.
-2.
-2?
-2.
So 6 is on them. Okay, so 5 get through at 2 damage a time. Feeling of the pains. First Squig Hog Boy, dead. Second Squig Hog Boy is alive. He's still alive on 2 wounds. Now he's dead. She kills 2, even with Arda's nails. So because of Arda's nails, you're spending a miracle dice to give them both lethal and sustained. It's on their data sheet. They got 30 attacks. Basically, they get lethal or sustained anyway, but if you discard a miracle dice, they get both.
Yes.
Yes.
So we're hitting on 3s.
Yes. Looking for those 6s, and there's quite a lot. Yeah, 5 6s there. But with -1 to wound, you need 6s to wound. All their power weapons. That was 9 in the end. -2, 1 damage. So I have 6 up saves. And then we have the 5 up feel no pains. And that kills, and that puts down the dudes. The boss knob is on 2 left. And that's it for the charge and models. I think if I hadn't spent that CP on Arda's nails, you'd have definitely got through them all. That lethal and sustained, that's a great unit. I like that
points,
unit.
yeah. And the Canoness doesn't buff them, and they don't buff the Canoness because she hasn't got a power weapon.
Right.
So you could run them separately and it's just as cheap.
Okay.
Yeah.
But together, that's a pretty good close combat unit for sisters. I like it. Defenders get to fight. I trust the boys over there against normal battle sisters. Don't trust this big mech against these Paragon warsuits. Haven't got any CP though, so let's see what he can do. You're doing what now?
I'm spending Shield of Aversion, so I have a 3-up save because you said this is -2.
It's -2, yeah, Power Claw. He's hitting all of those 6s explode.
You rolled almost as many as I did, but
That was
30
8
attacks.
hits. Good job you spent that CP on Shield of Aversion. 3s to wound. Okay, so that is 5 wounds at -1 instead of -2.
5 3-ups.
5 3-up saves.
These are how many damage
That's
each?
4 dice there.
How many damage?
2 damage a time.
I'm okay.
Making every single set. If you
Worth
hadn't
it.
spent that, you'd have lost a suit.
Worth it. Well, I keep racking up CP because Miracle Dice are so good, I'm forgetting to use my CP.
Okay, we're on to sisters. Hitting boys. Right, then we rounded out that combat. The sisters took out one of the boys, and the boys took out the sisters, and that is the end of sisters. Turn 3, you started recovering some assets over here and over here. Oh no, yes, we have Squighog Boy, boss dude, hitting back at your Seraphim, not Seraphim. Zephyrim. Big chopper. It explodes one. That's 2 hits. Strength 6.
Never mind.
That's Snake Eyes.
It's because at least I feel fine that I told you.
I've got my squig jaws.
No, you're not allowed.
I've got my squig. One hit with the squig jaws. Strength 6. That wounds at -1 into your Zephyrim.
You're fine.
Fine. Okay. So you reminded me, but nothing happened there.
I did, and I'm pleased at the result too.
Well, you're recovering assets, and you've secured no man's land because you're all over that one, and you're all over this one. I will pick up 10 points for these 2 objectives here, but looking across the line and really running out of assets. I've got some Gretchen back here. There's an empty truck. Bunch of Squighog boys running around all over the place. But look, Zephyrim, Dominions, Flamers, Paragon Warsuits. Turns out charging 5 Meganobs into 3 Paragon Warsuits is not a good idea.
I did well with the saves.
Yes.
And also, these guys might have changed it.
It looks like they've came in and turned your frown upside down, because all of a sudden there is a big footprint of sisters in the centre and the right side of the battle grid, and popping that strap on your warlord to keep her alive on 1 wound remaining.
It's just in her data sheet.
That was absolutely genius. I was going for heads, going for the big boss. Anyway, let's add up all the things. Gone to boys. Turn 3. Interestingly, the boys are winning though, 31 points to 26. I'm 5 points in the lead. I managed to get a strong start. But how long can they hang in there for? I've got overwhelming force. I've got to kill enemy units in range of objective. And extend battle lines, hold down my home objective and one in no man's land, and I'm already doing that one. Right, in the backfield, the Grots are digging for more CP, didn't get me any, and these guys are moving around there to double team that objective later in the game. But extend battle lines, I'm on my home one. And I'm on this one with the truck, and I passed all my battle shock tests. So the boss beast, Squeasaw guy, he came back this way, clearing the lines, because I need to overwhelming force and need to kill a unit in range of objectives. So there's this fella in a unit of his own with a bomb squig, and then there's these 2 with the beast boss on the Squigasaur. They want to get in there to your unit. And the boys as well. We'll all go flooding in there. Mind you, the boys could come after that exorcist and then stop it shooting. No, we'll come flooding it that way. I think that's the way to do it. Try and kill as many sisters as I can. Try and get as many points as I can, because I don't think there's going to be many boys left at the end of the game. Anyway, let's pull out loads of pistols and shoot. 1 minute. But first, unleash the bomb squig into them. I didn't roll a 1. How many mortal wounds do I do? I do 1. Then the boys will fire all their sluggers in, and I actually hit 3 times. Wow. 3's to wound. I wound once. I might actually kill a sister with a gun. I kill a sister with a gun. Then I fired all my pistols, big shooters, things like that, and I've killed 4 in total. And that's the end of my shooting phase and bomb squig phase. And now we charge. We'll start off with the big unit. And they're charging in 8 inches. Crump, we get there. The lone hero on his own. 9? What was that?
I don't think it's possible for an orc to be a hero. At least not when it comes to this.
In the Orky eyes, he's a hero to the Orky eyes. Because he went in for a scrap and he survived.
No, because he's just doing what he wants to do. A hero is somebody who doing something they don't want to do for the good of others. Like if he went and did maths,
he would be an orc hero.
That's a hero, yeah.
But scrapping is like breathing to orcs. This unit, this is one hell of a charge. Let's see how far they get in. 8? I think that's enough. That is enough. But that is a bit of a roadblock. We do get in there. Now let's fight. You're spending a CP on something.
Shield of Aversion.
Which is?
It's Armour Contempt.
Armour Contempt. Right, okay. Let's start off with the bigger unit first. Big chopper on the boss knob with Smasher Squig. That goes in there. And big chopper's a strength 6. So we're wounding on 2s. So that's 3 wounds. I'll chuck in the sticker. And they all hit. And these all wound on 3s. So that is only 4 wounds. and I take out 1. And then unleash the squigs. They'll have a munch. And we hit only 3 times, but they do explode. And their jaws, squig jaws, are strength 6. And we wound 5 more times. 5 more, 3 up saves.
Kill 2 more.
2 more. Right, onto the beast boss on Squigosaur. Finally, we get to see what he does. He's got 6 attacks with his beast chopper. He hits on 2s. He misses twice. He's wounding on 2s. He wounds all the times. These are only -1 again, but 2 damage.
Kill 2 more.
Kill 2 more. How many are left?
1.
There's 1 left.
And the Canoness.
And the Canoness. And then we will feast the Squigosaur's jaws, which hit on 4s. They hit once at strength 7 and at -2.
She's fine.
She's fine. Okay. So we pile in with the knob on Smasher Squig, which means this unit won't be able to pile in and fight at all. But let's have a scrap. Let's have one hell of a scrap.
I say you should smack him in the back, because that's rude.
Here's the... Oh, I miss everything with the big chopper. How hungry is the squig, though? The squig's hungry. That explodes. The squig's that hungry, and it's not that hungry. That's snake eyes. Yeah, we're still locked up, and I can't pile in with the boys. And
these guys did too well, because by the time I got to my Canoness, they couldn't reach anymore.
Yeah, so, yeah. You can fight back with the Zephyrim and your Canoness.
She's just going to do...
Well, this one's on 3 wounds.
Yeah, she'll have a go with 3 attacks.
Okay.
And the Canoness will hit the big squad.
Okay, so her 3 attacks.
She's just got sustained.
Right.
So hitting on 3s. No sustained.
Right.
Strength 4 means 5s to wound.
Yes.
1 wound -2, 1 damage.
And further save, feel no pain. I make that. Still alive on 3 wounds remaining. Then your Canoness. Smacking the other Squiggle boys with the Beast Boss.
Yeah. Spending 3 miracle dice.
Right.
And I'm going to spend a command point.
Right.
I don't need to, actually, because she can do it for free, because she's a Canoness.
Right.
On lethal hits.
Okay.
So we're hitting on 2s.
Okay.
6s are lethal. There's 2 6s.
2 6s, right, okay.
And then
and she's up to strength high.
I've lost the dice because I rolled 8 dice.
Found
it.
Found it. Right, 3s to wound. And those were lethal?
Those 2 over here were, yeah.
Yes.
It's a 7 at -2 damage.
7. 6 up saves. I make 2 of them. Right, for no pains. On one of the fellas, he's still alive. And then he's dead. And then another fella, he's dead. Just leaves the beast boss. No, actually, he'll be alive on 1 wound remaining.
Is he a boss?
Because, yeah, they have an extra wound. So that's the end of Orks turn 3. Didn't manage to overwhelming force destroy a unit in the middle of the battle grid, but I have OC'd you off of there because battle line unit, not battle line unit, got higher OC. I will get 5 VP for extending battle lines on these 2 objectives here. Meanwhile, you're recovering assets with this unit and that unit, and you pick up 5, 10 on the primary, and I've fed you my entire army except for an empty truck and this Squig Hog boy down here.
I'm genuinely impressed with the Zephyr
and the Gretchen.
Paper, and they're still about.
They're hanging in there.
One girl.
Armour of Contempt helped a lot.
Yeah, but they earned it. They actually believe in the Emperor being a god.
Also, the Squig Hog guys, I mean, most of their attacks are like damage 2, and his stuff can be damage 3, but against sisters, it's just
it's also
killing.
-1, and being able to just...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But against vehicles, they're pretty good.
Yeah, anti-vehicle 4-up is a bit of a sting in the tail. Also with that bomb squig there. Anyway, you can pick up 3 points, I pick up 5 points, then you pick up another 10, then we need to do some maths, and then we need to go on to sisters at turn 4. I'm not sure if I added on my primaries last turn. Anyway, it's 36 to 39 to the sisters. Now the sisters are in the lead by 3 points. And they want area denial. Kill every single thing in the middle. Storm a hostile objective as well. Take an objective off of the boys. In order to claim area denial and storm hostile objective, basically kill everything in the middle. And this fella's on 3 wounds. That one's on 1 wound. The boys are locking down the central objective and the Paragon war suits. And what is this unit behind?
We got Dominions, Battle Sisters, Paragon war suits, Zephyrim and Canoness, Immolator, all doing some shenanigans.
Okay, so the Zephyrim and Canoness are the only ones who ain't going to be doing anything because they're the ones that fell back. They're the ones that jumped back out of combat, passing that battle shock test there. But yeah, there's all of a sudden a wall of brass and chanting and singing and prayers rampaging down towards the remaining Orc lines. If you manage to pull this off, I'll have an empty truck over there, a couple of things here, and some Gretchen in the backfield. But we're going to start with the Dominions in the middle, shooting everything into the Boyz.
4 Stormbolters hitting on 3s.
Yes. Winning on 4s because of the increased strength at this range.
Yeah, good memory, thank you.
5 up saves. So you take out 3 of them. 6 normal bolt guns, 3s to hit, and these are strength 5 bolt guns because of your detachment things.
I'll spend a miracle dice because they've got a baby cherubim, so I'll get one back.
Okay.
So we go, got 2 wounds.
Okay. And I fell both of them. Right, after that we've got the Flamer squad behind going into the same squad, expertly feathering their Flamers, weaving it between the sisters right in front of them. Otherwise, let's face it, there'd be a lot of melted
They've got a big force
here.
field and magifier, they'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
Or not. 3d6 plus 3.
16, winning on 4s.
Strength 6 is 3s.
Oh, okay, 3s. Yeah, your Flamers are base strength 5. So better Flamers. Right, there's the Boyz. The Boyz are wiped out. That was the first squad. That was the second squad. Now we're on to the regular Battle Sister squad, firing at the Beast Boss Smasher Squig dude on 3 wound remaining.
Yep. Stormbolter.
Yes.
On 3s.
Yes.
Wounding on
5s.
5s. Yeah, strength 5. No wounds.
Negative.
We've got a heavy bolter.
Right.
Hitting on 4s because she moved.
1 hit, which is sustained.
And then strength 6 is 5 still.
There's a wound.
-1.
Is there any cover from there? There is a bit of cover from there. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I don't need it anyway. I'm good. 16 bolt gun shots.
Good shooting.
On 3s. It's the wounding though. That toughness 7. See, Squigs, tough as concrete. Tough as concrete. Oh no, you got loads of wounds. This one's not very tough. Again, too much sand in the concrete mix. That's 6. 6. 4 up saves with the feeling of the pain. He's got 3 wounds remaining, right?
He does.
Well, he's got 1 wound remaining.
Canoness.
Okay.
With a plasma pistol on a 2.
Hits.
And she needs to wound on a
Strength 7.
strength 7, so she's just going to wound.
With a miracle dice?
Yeah, because she needs a 4.
So I need a 6. No, I need to feel no pain. Yes.
Oh.
Run out of gun. Except for the heavy bolter on the immolator, Flamer is out of range. And you hit twice.
Strength.
5s to wound.
Yeah, 5s to wound. No
You
wounds.
don't wound.
So
Okay.
I've got to use the paragons.
What, to clear away a good dude on 1 wound remaining?
Yeah.
And then go charging
I
in
was
there.
hoping to not.
Well, put it this way, then that'll be, I'm not on that objective. Those other 2 models are not on that objective. That will be area denial and all the rest and things.
Melters.
So, melters for the win.
We
Hits
hit.
every single time.
Strength 10, toughness 7 is 3s.
Wounds all the times.
Straight through armor.
No save. How much damage? I can make all these feel no pains.
Because we're in half range.
I can make all the feel no pains.
8 plus 7 plus 3 plus 3.
Many. Dead.
You win.
And that is area denial and storm hostile objective. 2 points if there's nothing within 3. More points if there's nothing within 6. We'll get back to that. Because then we're coming across here to the Exorcist, putting a heavy bolter into him and the Exorcist missiles into truck.
Heavy bolter.
Heavy bolter.
Hits twice.
Yes.
Wound needs 5s.
Doesn't wound.
D6 plus 2.
Into the
That's
truck.
8.
8 shots into the truck. It's only a lonely truck, you know. This
Only
might
a
be a
lonely
bit
truck.
of overkill.
3s.
7 hits.
3s. There we go.
4 wounds.
-3.
6 up and vans. I make 1 of them.
3d6.
You could fail.
I could.
That's not a fail. That's a dead truck, which doesn't blow up. Just crumples under the firepower. And that's it for the shooting phase. Would you like to charge, sir?
Yeah, it's a 7 from the paragons.
Right.
Into your thingies.
Yes.
So I'm going to spend a miracle dice. I had a 5.
Okay.
So I need to roll a 2.
There's
I rolled another
10-inch charge. Okay, so you make the charge, and now we fight. I'm not a monster though, because you get it looks like a monster.
+1 to hit against monsters. He, I mean, I understand them, but he looks like a big chunk of monster.
Monster character, beast snagger, war boss, beast
He
boss
is a
on
monster.
Squigosaur. No,
He
that's
just-
mounted.
Mounted. I can't read.
Mounted.
You found my weakness. Reading.
3s to hit.
3s to hit.
Yes.
We hit 5 times.
Right.
Strength 12.
We've got 3 still.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's just 2 wounds. And it's -1, you said.
Oh, command point.
So,
Yes.
right. 3 wounds. Okay.
-1.
3. 5 up saves. I'll fail them all.
3 a go.
Okay, so on the dude on 1 wound remaining, He's dead. And does the Beast Boss have a feel no pain? He does have feel no pain.
Yeah, it's cool.
And he's got 8 wounds.
He'll be alright then.
So he's got 3 wounds remaining.
3 left.
Then he gets to chomp back again. So in spending a CP on Shield of Aversion one more time, aka Armour of Contempt, here is the Beast Chopper on 2s. That explodes. Strength 6. What's the toughness?
7.
Is it?
Yeah.
5's to wound. 2 wounds at -1 becomes AP dash because of your CP.
2 ups.
That's 2 damage.
I'm
And
good.
then
I'm good. There's a 2 up save.
is it?
Yeah,
they have a
it's
2 up
-1.
normally.
Yeah, you said it was -1.
-1.
Yeah, and then Armour of Contempt brings me back to a 2.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
My Squigosaur Jaws hits once, but he's hungry, so that explodes. And he's strength 7.
4s.
Wounds once, -2.
So 3 ups. No!
That's a flat 3 damage.
1 wound left.
They have 4 wounds each, so one is on 1 wound, and that is area denial, and that is storm hostile objective. And that is the end of Sisters, turn 4. 46 to 45, the boys are winning again by 1 point. I need to cleanse objectives in no man's land and defend my stronghold with some grots. So at the end of my movement phase, the grots are all over this, defending this, looting these crates down here. And this fella over here, he's cleansing that. I like to think he's not so much cleansing it as his squig, he's just taking a poo. He's doing the opposite of cleanse on that objective.
You need to make a little grot conversion with a little bin bag.
Yeah, big pile of dung. And that's the end of my thing. We're now onto the fight phase. Defenders get to fight first. Your Paragon suits. Hitting my Beast Boss.
3s. There we go. They weren't ready for it.
Yeah.
3s.
3 wounds. 5 up saves. Fail them all. 9 feel no pains. He's dead. And that's the end of Orks turn 4. I get a couple of VP for pooping on that objective over there and gets me up to 48 points. As we go on to Sisters, turn 5. Now, the Sisters' orders are to establish their locus and assassinate characters, and because all the character models have been destroyed, that's an automatic 5 points. They also pick up 15 points for the primaries. Then in the Sisters' movement phase, the Canoness with the last Zephyrim, that's the one, jumps out, ready to come challenging in towards the grots down here. This unit stands firm to establish a locus. The Exorcist sticks its head around the corner, and the Paragon Warsuits go after target number 3. They started over here. They killed Meganorps. They killed Squigosaurs. And now they're going after other Squigosaurs as well. And then here we are at the very end of the Sisters' turn. The bolt guns that could reach out killed a couple of grots. Then the Canoness came in and wiped them out. And the Paragon Warsuits wiped out the dude over there on his
stepped in
thing.
Something though, we don't know what.
She's got a very smelly foot. There wasn't a lot else that could get in line of sight and range, however. But you have definitely established a locus in the middle of the battle grid, and you have killed every single character that I have. But strangely enough, the grots do manage to lock down this objective for defend my stronghold. And I'm going to pick up 5 points on the primaries. So let's add up all the points at the end of Sisters turn 5. So in turn 5, the Sisters picked up 15 points on the primary and 7 points on the secondary for a massive 22-point jump, giving them a final score of 67. I defended my stronghold and got 5 points. I'm on 56 points to 67. I'm 11 points behind. And the grots want to establish a locus as well, but we can't do that. And engage on all fronts. I've got a truck and some grots. I can't do that either. Which means the final score for this battle is 56 points for the Orks. 67 points for the Sisters. They have defended this stronghold, defended this refinery, and driven the Greenskin horde back. This truck is going to bust around here, pick up these Gretchen. Actually, the truck driver isn't going to bother picking up some Gretchen.
Maybe the runt herder jump on.
He's just gone. Yeah, we'll let the runt hider on, but those grots are Canoness food. And this is the way the world ends. You're a bit worried in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, I was deep in thought. Mainly about how many 3-up saves can I roll.
See, the Orks, when a WoW is called,
Scary.
they're pretty good. Pressure, they've got the extra attacks and they've got the extra resilience with a 5-up and vulnerable save.
Yeah.
But if you lose that 5-up and vulnerable save, then suddenly you're doing a lot of damage. Plus you're losing the attacks. Plus you're losing the strength.
Yeah. I felt like if you'd hit not any other armies, certain other armies that definitely I play, you'd have killed a lot of elite units.
Yes.
But because Sisters are so cheap,
Yes.
especially right now, like a Battle Sister squad is 115 points. That's nothing. So when you're wiping Retributor squads at 125 points, it's not really a big dent in the army.
And the strongest way to run them is with as many 10-man, is a lot of 10-man squads. Like you've got a lot of bodies, which is a lot of stuff to chew through.
We were talking at the beginning about Sisters. I mean, I don't think they're a cheap army by any means, but they're a good army to collect because the Battle Sisters core box gives you Dominions, which are good, gives you Battle Sisters, which are the staple of the army, and you can use them to make Retributors and stuff when you combine the heavy weapons. So you can make a big core of an army just buying the same box.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How many of those boxes do you recommend to new players who are interested in Sisters? Is one enough, or a couple of them?
I would honestly recommend, like, if you've got the funds and the time, pick up like 5.
Really?
Yeah, because you can do 3 battle line squads of Sisters. You can do a Dominion squad or 2 Dominion squads, and that's all of them then. Or you can do a Dominion squad and then split up the heavy weapons to make 2 Retributor squads as well.
So it's one of the best boxes out there, because a lot of boxes you only really want one of. Sometimes you want 2 of them. But it's rare that you look at a box and go, okay, I could do with 4 of them, and every single unit in there I'm going to use.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that's different, the only thing that comes close is those monopose Space Marine Assault Intercessors you used to get in the magazines.
Yeah.
Because those poses cut the nubs off the arms, and you can make them into Intercessors, Assault Intercessors, Stern Guard, whatever you want. Yeah. So that's another good one, but they don't sell those separately. So I think Battle Sisters, unlike Skitarii, or even Guardsmen, because you can only run them as shock troops or whatever. So yeah, they're good.
Also, the Codex is good.
It's fun, yeah. It feels strong. I feel like we might see put Sisters in for a point hike.
You reckon?
I think so.
Feels strong, but there's lots of different... There's a couple of good detachments in there. There's a couple of ways to run them.
I'm apparently running the weakest, and it feels strong.
And Paragon Warsuits, as we've seen, are really good.
Yeah.
With Morden Val, really good.
With her there, I mean, you think about what they were doing anyway with no buffs whatsoever.
Yes.
Yeah, with Morden Val, they reroll all hits and wounds.
Yeah.
Against everything.
All hits, all the wounds, all the time. The other thing I like about Sisters is nothing sings 40k as much to, well, apart from Admech, but apart from that, what have the Romans ever done for us? Nothing sings Warhammer 40k as much as a bunch of religious fanatics firing multi-melters and bolt guns and flamers.
They literally are singing.
Yeah, they're literally singing, praising the Emperor's name.
This army that gets me excited for Imperial Agents.
Yeah.
So it's like tying 2 armies in, because I'm like, I can see Inquisitors leading this lot to go and purge heretics.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Because they know the Sisters won't break.
Well, Imperial Agents coming very soon.
I'm all over it.
Anyway.
Sisters are my love at the moment, though. They're great.
Yeah?
Yeah. Should I have said that? I hate saying I love Sisters.
Happy wargaming.
Bye.